The evolution of the traffic signal lights. Before traffic lights were invented and implemented, early American cities managed traffic entirely through manual human control. In the late 19th century and early 20th century, police officers played a central role in directing the growing mix of transportation on busy urban streets. They stood at intersections, often on raised platforms, and used hand signals, whistles, and even traffic batons to guide drivers, horse-driven carriages, cyclists, streetcars, and pedestrians. Garrett Morgan's experience driving through the streets of Cleveland is what led him to invent the nation's first patented three-position traffic signal light. Garrett Morgan's illustration for his T-shaped traffic signal was patented in 1923. Later, Garrett Morgan sold the rights to his three-position traffic signal pattern to General Electric, GE, for $40,000, a significant sum at the time. That's approximately $700,000 today. This allowed General Electric to implement its crucial stop, go, and caution system across American cities and eventually almost all around the world. What an amazing invention to benefit the modern world. Yet Garrett Morgan, an African-American inventor, feared racism might hinder business, leading him to sell the patent of his invention, which predated modern electrical system signals. That is what led him to sell his patent to General Electric. Here's an interesting fact you may or may not know about the traffic signal light. The oldest traffic light in the United States is in a museum in Asheville, Ohio. Inside Ohio's small-town museum, it's a traffic light designed by Asheville resident Teddy Bohr that directs foot traffic inside the museum. That signal light has been working since 1932, making it the oldest working traffic light signal and setting the world record. The police officer's role in directing the mix of transportation and pedestrians on busy urban streets was conducted while they stood at the intersections, off and on, raised platforms, and used hand signals, whistles, and even semaphore flags or batons to guide drivers, horse-driven carriages, cyclists, streetcars, and pedestrians. The first electric traffic light in the United States was installed in Cleveland, Ohio, on August 5, 1914. It was positioned at the intersection of Euclid Avenue and East 105th Street. This groundbreaking system featured red and green lights, along with a buzzer to alert drivers to signal changes. The design aimed to prevent accidents by providing clear instructions to motorists and pedestrians. This innovation marked the beginning of a new era in traffic control, as cities across the country began adopting similar systems. The 1960s marked a shift in mechanical systems to automatic traffic lights. Timed traffic lights offered pre-programmed intervals for signal changes. This innovation reduced reliance on manual operation and improved consistency in traffic management. Cities began using these systems to address congestion during peak hours. Timed signals optimized traffic flow by ensuring vehicles moved efficiently through intersections. The 1970s introduced vehicle sensors, which revolutionized traffic signal operations. These sensors detected the presence of vehicles and adjusted signal timing accordingly. Unlike fixed-time systems, sensors provided real-time data, allowing traffic signals to adapt to changing conditions. This investment reduced the unnecessary stops and improved the flow of traffic. The 1980s introduced pedestrian crossing systems. This system evolved to include countdown timers, which provide clear guidance for crossing safely. The 1990s saw an introduction of the Americans Disability Act compliance for pedestrian signals designed to assist individuals with disabilities. These signals included audible tones, vibrating surfaces, and tactile push buttons. They provided clear guidance for visually impaired pedestrians, ensuring safer crossings. Cities prioritized these features to make intersections more inclusive and accessible. Here is New York City's first traffic signal, 1920 to 1922. The initial setup in 1920 was a manually operated white-painted wood and steel shed. It was situated in the middle of the intersection where a police officer controlled traffic with lights. The police officer had his work cut out for him in the chaotic mix of automobiles, streetcars, and horse-drawn carriages. The stop-and-go system was later replaced by a 23-foot bronze tower designed by Joseph H. Freelander in 1922. Here's a picture of the same intersection today, from the 1922 intersection in New York. Also, here's a picture of the intersection of Hollywood and Highland in the 1920s and another of Hollywood and Highland today in 2026. Next, we have a picture of the intersection of 105th and Euclid in Cleveland, Ohio. where the first signal lights were installed in 1914, and today in 2026. Future innovations for the traffic signal light include a white light for autonomous vehicles. Once that technology begins to be tested and implemented for safety, then we'll see how that technology benefits mankind. Autonomous vehicles have a long way to go to match the instant decisions humans make on the road when it comes to safety and constant changes on the roads today. No one day is ever the same, and the human brain can adapt to sudden, unforeseen changes on the roads. Weather conditions also increase the need for even more alertness. Artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles will never match the amazing brain of a human. Artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles should assist mankind, not replace it. Just a thought.
Script: who really built the cell phone? When we talk about the invention of the cell phone, most people think of one moment, one call. In 1973, engineer Martin Cooper stepped onto a New York City sidewalk and made the first public handheld cell phone call using a massive prototype nicknamed the Brick. It weighed over 2 pounds, but it proved something revolutionary. Phones could be personal and portable. But here's the part of the story most people never hear. While Cooper proved the phone could exist, Jesse Russell made it possible for everyone to use one. In the 1980s and 90s, working at Bell Labs, Jesse Russell helped transform cellular networks from analog to digital. This shift changed everything. Digital signals meant more people could connect at once, clearer calls, and the foundation for mobile data. Russell pioneered digital cellular base stations, shrinking and modernizing the technology that connects phones to cell towers. Without this breakthrough, today's massive wireless networks simply wouldn't work. So here's the real story. Martin Cooper made the first call. Jesse Russell built the system that lets billions of people connect every day. The history of the cell phone isn't just about a device. It's about the invisible technology that made a global connection possible. And that's the part worth remembering.